as you guys can probably tell, I am a huge fan of Nico Robin. I even did a video on her last year with some of my favourite Nico Robin figures. However, whenever I talk about my Nico Robin collection, two things always get asked about. What is up with these two Nico Robins that dominate the skyline of my shelf? Well, today, let's have a look at them, shall we? So, this is a CCY King product, and I know what you're saying. This looks absolutely filthy, and you're correct, because I haven't dusted her in quite some time. So, let's quickly dust her off, shall we? So yeah, here we have her as her old Ms. All Sunday, as taken by the picture on her base, which I believe was, I can't remember, I want to call them Iroquois or Butcher You. A very old piece of artwork that was definitely my wallpaper on my computer at one point. But yeah, this is completely unofficial. This is a resin figure, and yeah, it is what it is. Now, when I first got this, I really liked it. It was a really fantastic Robin figure, and at the time, it was pretty much better than anything else on the market. Keep in mind, this was probably 2008, 2009 time. It was quite late on. So yeah, it was like a very different time in terms of quality for One Piece figures. I feel like One Piece figures have exploded in quality, and yeah, the face isn't absolutely fantastic, but considering this is a resin figure, yeah, I'm not gonna complain. And yeah, as you can probably tell, there is a few things off with it, especially when it comes to the chest area. And if we turn, what's this? What's this? It comes apart. Well, for the laws of science and interest, I suppose we do need to take this figure apart. So yeah, this is a fully strippable Nico Robin figure in pretty much all aspects. Both the top and the skirt can be removed, which, yeah, if you want to display her like that, you certainly can. I never have displayed her like this in a long time, so yeah, I'm actually seeing this for the first time in God knows, well, probably about 12, 15 years, and yeah, it's pretty darn nice looking. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about this figure because yeah, it's just one of those ones that people always ask me about. And yeah, ccYking.com was where I got it from originally, and that is a site that no longer exists apparently. But I do have another CCY King figure, and while I quite like this one, I don't really like the other one. Yeah, so this one, as you can probably immediately see, has some glaring issues, and I've got to keep her up this way because, quite frankly, as you go down, you realise that her skirt doesn't fit on her properly, and you see a little bit more than you probably is allowed on YouTube, even with me trying to censor stuff. So this figure is exactly the same as the last one, another resin one, CCY King. I believe this came out about a year or two afterwards. It was a Nico Robin C product, and this was probably the first time skip Nico Robin figure that released. As you can imagine, it came out more or less straight away after the whole scene with her and after the colour spread. And yeah, so as you can see straight away, the sunglasses pretty much snapped. It's resin, so it's not easy to kind of repair. The middle bit's gone. The face looks absolutely weird as out. I don't know what is up with this face. It just looks so bad to me. It looks absolutely, I don't know, it looks just weird. I think it's the angle they've done. I don't know, it just doesn't look like Nico Robin whatsoever. I don't know, it just looks weird. And yeah, something else you've probably seen is blue tack. So this one has just fallen apart over the years to the point that it is pretty much unusable. And yeah, I keep the blue tack on because yeah, much like the other one, it is strippable. And it's not even like kind of the other one where you could completely take clothes off. This one, the kind of just these two parts of the figure just kind of like pop off, and it's just kind of, but then like the shoulder parts and all that are still there, and it just looks really awkward and stupid. The dress is also strippable. I will kind of move down and kind of give you a bit more of an idea with the dress, just because the front part, yeah, so obviously you've got a butt crack. Even the dress just kind of, it's very poorly done compared to the other one. I feel the other one does pass for the time, but this one had a lot more issues, especially when you kind of look at the dress. I mean, it's very plain looking, but then you kind of go down and you can see a lot of lines and stuff like that. It is not very good in comparison. And yeah, a lot of cracks and stuff like that. As we'll move back up, you can see that the dress does not even connect. I've tried to use blue tack, I've even tried to use resin glue, I've tried to use super glue. This thing just doesn't stay on. Her dress just never ever wants to stay on. And one of the cool things though is that the newspaper is probably the best part of the figure. I don't know, I like the fact that obviously it's got Brooke on the front, but it's also got like stuff on the other side for the actual writing, which I thought was really cool. I'm not gonna lie, if you kind of look at it from this kind of angle, it's quite a nice looking figure from the back, and then you turn around and then it's just kind of like nope. So yeah, this is both of the Nico Robin resin figures from ccyking.com. Like I said, I probably bought this one 2008, 2009. This one was probably 2012 or something maybe. It was a few years later. It was before, like it was literally just after the time skip. So whenever the time skip happened and we kind of got Robin in colours, this came out about 2 months afterwards before all of the merchandise dropped. They were expensive at the time. I've never ever seen them ever again, but these are basically the equivalent of you going on eBay and seeing a strippable Nico Robin figure and kind of just being like, oh yeah, that's a thing. You can probably see this one's kind of, even just by like kind of leaving it, it's already starting to fall apart. So yeah, it doesn't hold up very well. I don't really know what to do with them. I like this one enough to keep it in a collection. I don't like this one, so I don't know. I kind of feel maybe I'm just going to put it in storage, maybe chuck it away. I don't really know what to do. I don't really kind of want to keep it. But on the other hand, it's one of those things, like I said, it's very unique. I don't think I've seen anybody else with it. But I can't imagine that anybody else would particularly want it because it's not a great kind of figure. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about this because I feel like a lot of people ask me about these particular figures, and I'm also always kind of like, oh well, yeah, they kind of exist, the resin figures, and I just thought I'd clear it up. So yeah, if you did enjoy this, if you found this knowledge valuable for whatever reason, leave a like and consider subscribing. I've got plenty more videos upcoming, and I think I'm going to start looking at some of my older figures, some of the more unique bits of merchandise I've got in my collection. keep an eye out for that, shall we? But for now, thanks for coming and thanks again for staying. Goodbye.